What's good, guys? CJK Crystal going today. Hey, back on another video. Your feel ski. Today, we gonna be doing another Becoming an Artist in 30 Days series. Feel ski. We on day 2, I believe. And today, we actually gonna take some lessons. We're gonna take some lessons by the wonderful Brandon Schaefer. I don't know who this is. I don't know if they're critically acclaimed artists or anything. I just saw them on YouTube. They got like 760 subscribers. And the first video we're doing today for day 2 is learn to draw on sketching basics and materials. I don't know anything about art. As you can see in these last 2 videos, I don't know anything. I might have some hidden potential and talent that I don't know about, but y'all keep saying that I do for some reason. And so we're gonna take some lessons. We actually gonna get into it. We're gonna watch the video. Filski, I'm a timestamp. I'm not gonna time lapse time. I'm just gonna watch the video and then I'm gonna punch in here and there. I'm a punch in here and there when I feel like that, like I get a eureka moment. Filski, like I'm not going.
So right here, he starts the video off with telling us to start to show me how to sketch. Basically, drawing multiple different lines, trying not to commit to one simple thing at first. So I started to follow his instructions. Feel me? Drawing the little lines here and there. I'm going as the video. As you can see at the top left corner, I'm watching the video. I'm drawing as I watch the video, right? Because I'm listening. I'm trying to take in as much information as possible, right? And also, when I'm drawing, there it doesn't really look like a circle. It looks like a stone at first, but that's the great thing about sketches, because you don't got to commit to whatever BS you draw at the first time. But then I got super confident with it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me darken it a little bit. I'm kind of messing. Let me start to darken it a little bit, feel ski. And then let me start to darken the line. He said darken the line when that's what you want to commit to. Why is my body in the way? Oh my. You don't need to see the blackness on my hair. Thankfully it's not. Oh, bonnet. Bonnet. Ebonics. I'm sorry. Yeah, we just gonna, yeah. And then I decided to make like a mental note in my notebook of what's a good representation of what I should do when I first start drawing any concept that's in my head. And I put a check mark next to the actual sketch, the correct sketch. And I put an X against like a full committed, like we did one take on that, drawing that circle, like he was showing there. See, now right here, he starts to talk about how to draw like shading and do shading and shadows on an object that you're drawing. And he said basically make a light source. You want to have a certain direction and make a light source, because in that direction is where the light's coming from, and that's how you can visualize where you need to shade and where you need to do the shadows. Because it doesn't make sense to go shade. Like, you can shade the entire thing, obviously, if that's what you're going for. But in real life, shading is going to be different depending on where this light is coming from. And that's what he's trying to show me right here. And I'm like, oh, bet. Because at first, if you've seen like day 1, I didn't know how to really like shade. I was just guessing how to shade in day 1. In day 0, I had no idea how to shade. I was just following the Arthur Kagurabachi's art style. Second day, I just kind of was going off the reference, but I really just like screwed it. So I just started going what I thought made sense in my head. It really didn't, but it still looked nice anyway, Filski. But then I started shading here, and I'm like, ooh, look at that. The shading looking better, Filski. Now, is it perfect? No, because I don't have an accurate representation in my head of what actual like shadows look like when it's pointing to the light, even though I should know because I'm black. I don't even know how that equates to drawing at all. I'm sorry to all the black artists out there, but there's a lot of you out there, and it so happens to have a lot of people that are autistic. I'm sorry, I have to make this point. For some reason, there's a lot of autistic people who know how to draw really well, and I wonder why. It's not like a point against them. I'm genuinely and honestly wondering why. Educate myself, please. Then right here, I started to draw the shadow of the ball. And I feel like on this shadow, I did so well on that. I'm sorry. I really like that little shadow. It made you look a little bit, if you feel me. If you feel me. That was a good cadence. Maybe I should learn singing next. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I apologize. That shouldn't have tortured your ears for so long. But that shadow looks really good. It obviously doesn't look as good as what he doing, but also he made it look more 3D because it made it look like this terrain for it to go off of. But I like that, and I'm gonna keep watching his videos, feel me, to get more of a grasp on shading and drawing, and just drawing in general. And then we started drawing little cubes. He started showing me how to draw cubes. I love cubes. If anyone has ever seen my notebook, you notice how much cubes I randomly draw. That's the only thing I actually draw because I feel like I know how to draw. Because once I learned the technique of how to draw a cube, I feel like, damn, I'm low-key a master at drawing cubicles. Cube testicles. My apologies. Yeah, but I just needed to see how he was drawing just to, like, understand what I need for reference at this moment, because I've never shaded. I've shaded like a ball before, maybe like a few times in my life, but I've never I don't think I've probably shaded a cube before. It's just I don't remember off the top of my dome ski. You feel me? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fill out this gap for me to get to the point where it's finished shading, or I can skip past that. I should have just done that. My fault, twins. As you can see, the finished product of my square, it looks all right, and I feel like the shading on that is not that bad, but it definitely could have been better. Filski, definitely could have been better. I could have messed with it more and more. Filski, could have got a little better. I feel like I could have maybe layered it underwards to make it seem more 3D. And I randomly threw a cylinder because he started drawing a cylinder. And I don't know if it's caught up in the overlay. But yeah, I don't think it's caught up in the overlay. But I tried drawing a cylinder, but it really doesn't matter because I never finished it. And my idea for this entire section of the video was that I wanted to redraw the Trunks future Trunks' sword that I did on day 1. But do it again on day 2 after learning how to sketch, shade, and do shadows, right? And that was the plan. And I'm probably going to throw up a Trunks sword like right here. And yep, there it is right there for the video for y'all to see. And I'm just, you feel me? Like that's just the reference. I was using that as reference. It's actually to the left off screen that I'm using that as reference because someone told me that I should stop using like the other creators, not creators, but like art styles of other known artists as reference. Because when you're just learning to start off on art, you really don't know like how people came about these art styles, and it's even harder to replicate these art styles without like literally tracing or just like copying pasting an image and then drawing over that image, which a lot of people do digitally, but I decided not to do. Because if you notice about this video, I'm doing this all by hand. I don't know why I'm doing this all by hand, but I'm definitely doing this all by hand. You can't stop me. My fault. I don't know what's wrong with me when I'm tired, bro. I just be yapping, not to be yapping, cuz but yeah, we started drawing the hilt. We started drawing the guard of the hilt. Filski, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, I actually remember. No, that's the hilt. This is the hilt. The bottom of it. I don't know what it's called. Don't ask me. But this is the hilt. I feel like the hilt. Yeah, I started off way too skilly. I still don't know proportions. I'm gonna be honest with you. The way I drew Trunks' future Trunks sword, I started saying Trunks' sword. I don't think it really matters. You understand what I mean, right? But the way I drew a sword is like it became a one-handed weapon on there. Okay, that's not how you say weapon in any language. Never say that to any Spanish person, because if you do, you might get shanked with a espada. That's how you say sword in Spanish, by the way. Just dropping little nuggets of knowledge on y'all. Back from dropping little nuggets of knowledge, because I just got called from the mom. Deuce. Now we drawing the hilt, the hand. No, the guard. This is the guard, not the guardrail. The guard. The guardrail's on guns. And because I know this whole new sketching technique, I felt like the guard was too skinny. But guess what? I can just, yeah, nah, I'm saying. Yeah, nah, I'm saying I can just keep sketching it over until I feel comfortable with it. Then once I start to feel comfortable with it, then I can commit like it's a relationship with a Latina. I don't know why that was overly specific, but I apologize, or maybe I don't. You cannot stop me because you are currently behind the screen, but you can stop me from growing. Please don't. I actually really want this to work out. So please, if you're so far liking the video and my commentary and my art skills and me in this journey, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the GOATs. We're calling us the GOATs. People give 100% of their effort forward to whatever dream they have, including God. Okay, we're little crushed them boys out here. Even though it may not seem like it when you first enter the channel, but we little Christian boys out here, my brothers and sisters, and whatever you identify as. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I feel, yeah, the crackiness, that sounded weird. The brokenness of the blade, it looked off to me, so I had to sketch it over, and then I tried not making it too even. Like, I don't know what a broken blade looks like, especially Trunks'. I don't know what that looks like. Okay, I just started doing things, and the things started doing themselves. That sounds like a weird sexual innuendo, my fault. And then I decided, you know what? Let me actually make it my OC. Not OC, but make it like original creation. I think that's what OC means. So yeah. And I was like, what if I made, instead, because I'm not gonna make the spirit sword from Trunks because I don't have enough space. But what instead of I making the spirit sword from Trunks, I decide to make it a star blade, where it is like a beam coming out of the blade and it's filled with stars and it shingles and tingles and bringles. And I was thinking about it like that because I was like, I low-key want to make it an OC, and I also want to have a reason to have a light source, like a canonical light source, not just an imaginary light source, like off panel, off paper, or like same way there's like a cameraman for even when you're drawing, but it's you don't see the cameraman. I want to be able to see the light source in this, so you can see the light source. You can see like where the light and the shadow, where the light's coming from to make these shadows, to make these shadings. Filsky. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I could have possibly represented the fact that it was a light sword better, but I just wanted to draw it. I think the only way I could have represented it better by making the lines thicker and the actual line of the light beam lighter. Yeah. Then I started shading on that, and I had to think in my head, if the light sword is coming from the brokenness of the sword, the broken part of the sword, what would shading look like on the hilt, the handle, the guard? You feel me? That little place where you put the blade in, you feel me? And I started shading it. I'm like, okay, I was going to do only a little bit of shading. But then I'm like, you know what? Maybe it needs a little bit more shading. And honestly, that looks good right there. I didn't need to do all that. But I decided, nah, let me put a little bit more shading on that. Let me make it seem like the light is so intense that everything but the actual, basically the blade itself from that point on, is just like crazy. If you notice, I made like the shading like jagged. It's like an open V. V's are already open. I don't know why I said open V, but I made it a V to make it seem like off screen you can't see it, but the point of its like in a triangular motion, its blade is pointed at the top, basically, without showing it's pointed at the top. It's like faux shadow and faux skin in it. I apologize for my outburst and whatever I just said in the last 10 seconds. I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm a completely wiped it from my memory. Yes, I am. I already did it. This is what happens when you do a one-take commentary on art you just did, because why am I not doing one take for one for two skis? I feel like it's just more entertaining for me and maybe for the YouTubes. And also, who would I be if I didn't mess up or just said absolutely insane or just weird things while recording a commentary for any YouTube video I ever do, right? Or any YouTube video. I'm just naturally got weird commentary. Either way, that's a plug to my second channel, or my first. This is technically the second channel. So my first channel, CDG, Chris Gump. And see, as we're doing the shading, look at that, cuz look at the shading. I know I haven't talked about it, but I decided to do the shading on the sword and do the shadows. And someone told me that I might have to do the shadows lighter, and I could honestly see if you think I should do the shadows lighter, but I made sure to do the shadows around it to make it seem like the starlight is so bright that everything that isn't like that blade itself is completely covered in darkness, and I really like that effect. And I wanted to make it more like pronounced. Yeah, I want to make it more pronounced, that actual like blade itself. So I started to darken the lines even more to give it more of a feel, like give it more of a contrast between the starlight sword itself and the starlight itself versus the actual blade. So I started to also like lightly erase the edges of the blade, try to make it more lineless, to try to like try to make it less formed, like make it have less of a structure. And this is the final product. I'm gonna throw up my first design right there, and you can see the difference and improvement. And also I'm gonna flip the page so y'all can see and go back to the first little drawings, what we learned from the lesson that we watched today.
That's the end of this video, guys. Hope you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, do everything to support, you know what I'm saying, grow the family, feel me. And I hope you guys like the video. If you got any tips and tricks, not tips and tricks, but any tips of ways I can improve my art. If you want to show like a heartful message down below, because I know a lot of people in the last one really weren't. I had a couple people inspired about my last set of videos when it came to art, and I'm really proud of you. Not proud, but I'm really happy, and I'm glad I can, I feel like I gotta make y'all proud now, Filski, and I don't mind that feeling. Feel me? But I hope y'all have a great day, and peace. Say.